Here are 10 huge games coming to Mac in 2025. Number 10, we have Sniper Elite 4. Coming on the 30th of January 2025, Sniper Elite 4 is coming to Mac, iPhone, and iPad via the App Store. As with most of these games on the list, it will support Metal 3 and Metal Effects upscaling. Sniper Elite 4, while old, is still one of the most popular entries in Rebellion's sharpshooter series, with more than 30 million players worldwide. The game continued the series' heritage of thrilling World War II action, taking players to the lush landscapes of Italy, 1943, where the resistance fights to defeat a terrifying new Nazi threat to the Allied counter-offensive. I imagine, being quite an old game now, from 2017, it will run extremely well on Mac. I really hope the developer also considers bringing their upcoming Sniper Elite Resistance to Mac too. On Mac, Sniper Elite 4 requires a device with an M1 chip or later. For iPhone and iPad, it will be supported on a device with an A17 Pro chip or later. Number 9 is RoboCop Rogue City. RoboCop Rogue City was supposed to release on Mac in fall 2024, but it looks like it's been delayed into the new year. The game is planned to release on the Mac App Store and Steam. Michael Tatka, CEO of Teon, who made the game, said, "We are so excited by the momentum we're seeing on Mac, which attests to the great tools Apple provides for game developers." RoboCop Rogue City takes full advantage of Apple Silicon Macs, delivering smooth frame rates and providing high-quality visuals. We are delighted to ensure that Mac gamers have the opportunity to hit the streets of old Detroit and experience the adventures of the iconic pop culture character, part man, part machine, and all hero. Number 8, we have Palworld. Originally set to release on the Mac App Store in November 2024, Palworld has been delayed for Mac until the 26th of February 2025. In this game, you can peacefully live alongside mysterious creatures known as pals, or risk your life to drive off a ruthless poaching syndicate. Pals can be used to fight and breed, or they can be made to work on farms or factories. You can even sell them or eat them. They're tasty. Multiplayer is supported here too, although I'm not too sure if it will be cross-play with other storefronts like Steam. I highly doubt it will be. PvP will be implemented in a future update too. There are not many games like this on Mac, so it's a huge win for us and might encourage other developers to bring similar games to Mac. Palworld will require a Mac with an M1 chip or later. Number 7 is Path of Exile 2. Unfortunately, Path of Exile 2 was not available at the start of its early access release for Mac, but the developer has confirmed they are keen to add support for this platform as soon as possible. Keen is very different to will be. It definitely leaves room for them to say something like, "Sorry, it didn't work out, guys." This has happened to us many times in the past with other developers and games, so it's important not to take this as confirmation of a Mac release. It's also worth noting it took them ages to get the first game to Mac, and whatever happened to the mobile version of Path of Exile? I'm not complaining, I'm just trying to keep our expectations in check. I really hope it can come to Mac in the not too distant future though, as the game looks excellent. Number 6, we have Dead Island 2. Dead Island 2 was also supposed to release on Mac via the App Store by the end of 2024, but it looks like it was delayed too. Sadly, we have no information about the Mac port or when it's going to release, so I don't have really much to say. But this is just a really good first-person zombie survival adventure game. We must not forget too that the original Dead Island was ported to Intel Macs back in the day, but we lost it when Apple removed support for 32-bit applications. Anyway, I'm pointing that out as it makes more sense for why the second game is coming to Mac, because we had the first one, and I'm really excited to play the second one. Yeah. Number 5 is Civilization 7. Civ 7 is coming to Mac via Steam the same day as Windows PC on the 12th of February 2025. The award-winning strategy game franchise returns with a revolutionary new chapter. Sid Meier's Civilization 6 empowers you to build the greatest empire the world has ever known. We have some information on the Mac port now too. It will require a Mac with an M1 chip or later. However, a Mac with an M2 Pro chip or later and 16GB of memory is recommended for the best experience. I also hope that the game can be brought to iPhone and iPad at some point, similar to Civ 6, but I imagine this would be a very big task and maybe it wouldn't be possible for a few more years, but maybe it could be on M-series iPads, I don't know. These games just play great on touchscreen and in many ways I think they play better. Number 4, we have Assassin's Creed Shadows. Originally set to release on Mac and iPad in November 2024, AC Shadows has been delayed for Mac, Windows PC and console until the 14th of February 2025. It will be available for Mac and iPad via the App Store, although it's not confirmed if iPad will come at a later date. Experience an epic action-adventure story set in feudal Japan. Become a, I'm going to say this wrong, shinobi assassin, is that how you say it? And legendary samurai as you explore a beautiful open world in a time of chaos. Switch between two allies as you discover their common destiny and usher in a new era for Japan. AC Shadows will be one of the first Mac games to support ray tracing on M3 and M4 Macs. The Mac requirements have not been confirmed, but when it was available on the App Store, it said it will require an M1 chip or later. I'm not sure about iPad. Number 3 is Control Ultimate Edition. Control Ultimate Edition is coming to Mac via the App Store on the 12th of February 2025. It will come with HDR, metal effects upscaling, and hardware-accelerated ray tracing for Macs with M3 and M4 chips. Control is a visually stunning third-person action-adventure that will keep you on the edge of your seat, blending open-ended environments with the signature world-building and storytelling of renowned developer Remedy Entertainment. Control presents an expansive and intensely gratifying gameplay experience. Yes, the game will be stretching into its 5th year when it's released natively here. But I'm still looking forward to seeing how this gorgeous game runs on Mac, and obviously it still holds up well, and it's a pretty demanding title. It looks like the game will require an M1 chip or later on Mac. Number 2, we have Crimson Desert. Announced during the Game Awards 2024, Crimson Desert is coming to the Mac App Store in late 2025. How awesome is that? I've actually never ever heard of this game before making this video. Crimson Desert is an open world action adventure set in the beautiful yet brutal continent of Palworld. Or Palworld, I don't know how to pronounce that name. The gameplay looks to be a mixture of, The Witcher 3 plus modern Assassin's Creed plus Dragon's Dogma 2. Discover adventure, uncover wonders, and experience thrilling action as you witness the saga surrounding Cliff, leader of the Greymanes, whose mission takes him on an incredible journey. We know absolutely nothing about the Mac port yet, but graphically it looks very impressive. Number 1, we have Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. Announced during the Apple M4 event in October, Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition is coming to Mac in early 2025. What's great is that it will be available via the Mac App Store, GOG, Steam, and the Epic Games Store. Cyberpunk is by far the biggest Mac release to date, and is by one of the most influential devs, CD Projekt Red. Mac gamers can enjoy advanced features like path tracing for M3 and M4 Macs, frame generation, and built-in spatial audio for even more immersive gameplay and stunning visuals. I can't wait to see what effect this huge title has on Mac gaming. I know it's a few years old now, but it's still a very important game. We don't know for sure if all M series Macs will be supported for Cyberpunk, but I think the chances are very high. Like, I'm pretty sure it will. Before we go, here are some bonus upcoming games. According to Virtual Programming's website, they are working on Behemoth Interactive's DayZ for Mac. This is the online zombie survival game. This makes sense as they brought us Behemoth Interactive's Arma 3 not too long ago. Virtual Programming also look to be working on Behemoth Interactive's free-to-play looter-shooter Vigor for Mac. Most importantly, Virtual Programming have The Witcher 3 for Mac listed on their website. Now, before you get too excited, I'm not sure if this is actually legit, so there is a strong chance I might edit this out of the video. It could be an error on their end, considering it's listed under released products. I doubt CD Projekt Red would commission a port from Virtual Programming, so take this very lightly. I've tried contacting them numerous times via email and also on Twitter, but they have not responded. Virtual Programming are a legit company. They have worked on many Mac ports. I just think it's very strange for them to be working on this one, but I don't know. That's why it's here in the bonus part. Wuthering Waves is coming to Mac in early 2025. It was confirmed during WWDC. This is a free gacha game. I don't really like it, but you can't deny that there is a massive audience for this game. So the fact that it's coming to Mac in many ways is a positive thing, even though I think this game is very boring. Infinity Nikki is another free gacha game. It too was confirmed as coming to Mac during the Apple M4 event in October. This one is more focused on a cozy open world experience. But again, I simply just don't care for gacha games. They're just not for me. But I know many of you are looking out for this one, so there it is. Where Winds Meet was confirmed as coming to Mac during the Apple M4 event in October. It's another free gacha game, so I'm not that excited, but it's set in ancient China's tumultuous 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms era. So what do you think of these upcoming Mac games in 2025? Are you impressed or disappointed? Here's what I'll say. 2025 is definitely going to be a massive year for gaming on not only Mac, but also on iPhone and iPad. Apple are definitely trying to improve the state of Mac gaming and gaming on other platforms like iPhone and iPad. And we can see this because they are supporting the development of most of these ports and also promoting them. This is excellent, and we don't often see this from them, so it's very good to see. But what we actually need now is to see more native ports being announced without their support. Apple can try their hardest to sell gaming on their hardware. They can back all these developers. They can use fancy buzzwords like, we're using ray tracing or path tracing, Metal 3, metal effects, and so on. Come over to us. But really, none of that matters at the end of the day. If developers simply don't see their game selling well on Apple hardware, they'll just ignore it. They've been doing that forever. It's just the basics of business. We, the Mac gamers, also play a major role in improving the state of Mac gaming and also gaming on mobile. It's up to us to show developers we want your games on Apple. Bring them over. So to everyone watching, people who game on Apple, people who are interested in this platform, please buy developers' native ports when they arrive. And if you see an upcoming game without Mac support or an older game that you would like to see come to Mac, ask the developer if they would consider releasing their games on Mac or on iPhone and iPad. The bigger the audience, the more tempting we will be to the developer. Anyway, my name's Stewie. Thanks for watching.